Okay, cool. Today is part 2 of our series on how to sing. Today we are going to talk all about breathing. And I know what you're thinking, like, I already do that because I breathe every day. Not the same thing. As a singer, you have to be able to breathe properly. You have to be able to breathe well. Breathing is absolutely everything in singing. So we're going to talk today about the importance of breathing, why you need to breathe, how you go about doing it, and then at the end of this video, I'm going to do a couple different breathing exercises. So if you've already watched this once, skip ahead a little bit, and then you can just do those breathing exercises with me. So first, importance of breathing. To be able to be a singer, you have to be able to take a really good breath, and you have to be able to blow it out steadily. That's how you get this really nice, pure sound as you're singing. You'll hear a lot of people that as they're singing, they run out of air, like, I've done that before, super embarrassing. All that is a lack of air. So today we're gonna kind of talk about why you need to take a bigger breath, how you take those breaths, how you take a good breath. And I think this is really gonna help. Breathing is absolutely the first and most basic fundamental of singing. So now we know why it's important. Yay! Okay, so how you breathe. First of all, you have to have really good posture, right? We've talked about this before. So your shoulders are slightly back, not too far back, just a little bit like this, right? Okay. Our chest is up, but not like super high, just like up, right? We're good, we're good, we're good. So what I want you to do is I want you to put one hand on your rib cage and one hand on your lower stomach, okay? So when you breathe, I want both of these things to come out. Your lower stomach should come out as you take a breath. Your rib should come out. Okay, I want everything expanding. The more it all expands, the more room your lungs have to take in air. This is all super important. So put your hand on your lower stomach, your hand on your ribs, take a couple really big, good breaths, and make sure that you can feel those come out and then go back in as you release the air. Okay, do it a couple times. Okay. As long as we're doing that, that is how I want you to breathe every single time. Not that you have to sing like this, but at least for starting out, do it a couple times. Make sure you're doing it properly, okay? We want that rib cage to expand. We want your lower stomach to come out, okay? All right, so we are gonna do a couple of breathing exercises. I do these with every single one of my voice students. I think they're super important and they're really, really helpful for expanding your lungs and teaching you how to breathe and how to release that air controlled. Okay, so the very first one we're gonna do is you're gonna breathe in totally full, see as full as you can get, and then hold it, okay? Every breathing we do, I want you to do through your mouth because as a singer, you don't really breathe in through your nose, you breathe in through your mouth. So breathe in fully and hold it, okay? Keep holding it. Now suck in air. Hold it, keep holding, suck in a little bit more air, a little bit more air. Now I want you to hold it as long as you possibly can, and then when you feel like you're about to explode, let it out as slowly as you can, okay? Through your mouth, super, super slow. That part's really important because that's teaching you how to have control of your air, okay? So when you're done holding it, okay? So I want you to do that a couple of times. If you feel lightheaded, that's probably because you're not using the full capacity that your body can have for air, and you're just getting a little bit more oxygen to your brain than you normally have. As singers, we need to teach ourselves how to use the full capacity of our lungs. Super important, okay? Do that a couple of times. I want you to try to do this like 2 or 3 times a week. What it's gonna do is it's gonna expand your rib cage, it's gonna expand your lungs and teach you how to hold that breath and how to control that breath, okay? The next one we're gonna do, this one you can play with a little bit later, but again, I want you to do it a couple of times during the week. We're gonna breathe in for a certain amount of counts and then breathe out for a certain amount of counts. Again, this teaches us how to have control of our air. Something that I used to have to do in college was take one of these things, they're pinwheels, right? When you blow them, they spin. What you wanna do, what you wanna learn how to do is to be able to control this pinwheel to where when you blow, it stays steady. We don't want when you first start blowing it to go really, really fast, and then as you run out of air, it gets slower and slower and slower, okay? That's not control. Control would be taking a huge breath, blowing and keeping this pinwheel steady until it just stops, okay? When you run out of air, it just stops, but there's no difference in how it spins. That's super important. So actually, they're like $1, go pick yourself up one and use it. Like sit in front of the TV at night and just blow on it. Super cool. All right, second exercise. I'm going to count to 4. I want you to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to say and out, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So just breathe in that amount of counts and breathe out that amount of counts. Ready? Okay. Let all your air out and breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. The point of this is, by the time you get to that first 4, I want you to feel totally full of air. Then when I say and out, by the time you get to that second 4, I want you to feel totally empty of air. I'm sure that time was not it. I'm sure you did not get totally full and totally empty. I want you to try one more time, and this time really focus on getting totally full and then totally empty. Okay? Ready? Let all your air out and in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. Okay. What I want you to do with this exercise is I want you to be able to get to the point where you can breathe in for 1 count and out for like 32 counts, okay? Because as a singer, we generally only have a moment to take in a breath, right? So you have to be as you're about to sing, okay? So you need to learn how to totally fill those lungs and then be able to control the air to where you can push the air out for an extended period of time to where you can get through a full stanza in a song without losing air, okay? This is super important. So I want you to practice that. Breathe in for 4, breathe out for 4 a couple of times, so then I want you to graduate from that to breathing in for 2 and out for 8, then in for 2 and out for 12. Then I want you to get to where you can breathe in for 1 and out for 16, okay? And then just keep pushing yourself. Get further and further out. But give yourself a count to where you can see what your control level is, to see how much air you need to push out at any given time to where you can get to that count, okay? So those are the 2 basic breathing exercises that I am super, super fond of. I think they're super helpful for learning how to control your air. And I want you to do these a couple of times a week. I think they're going to be very, very helpful, and you're going to understand along the way how important breathing is and how really when you have the chance in a song to take as big of a breath as you can and really use that air, then you're going to be able to sing so much longer, and you're going to notice that the tone is just so much more pure. Super, super important. Hopefully this was really helpful. I'm going to talk about breathing definitely a whole lot more throughout the course of these lessons, but today was just solely focused on that, teaching you these exercises. Please remember to do them a couple times a week. That's it. I'll see you again soon.